In pursuit to ease constitutional responsibilities of support to civil authorities and fulfillment of Federal Government of Nigeria's directive to help checkmate crude oil theft, illegal bunkering, and illegal refineries, the Nigerian Army, through the land component of Operation Delta Safe, has intensified the fight against all perpetrators of crude oil sabotage. Security Watch Africa crew visit to Nigerian Army 6th Division area of responsibilities shows aggressive fight against illegal bunkering and illegal refineries. Before the commencement of visit to various locations, the crew visited space used to park many seized trucks, most of them already in courts. To see firsthand the extent of operations carried out by the troops against illegal refineries, the Commander Sector 2 of Operation Delta Safe, who is also Commander 16 Brigade, Brigadier General Olurotimi Awolo, led Security Watch Africa crew on a visit through the Mbiama River to Ekeki community where illegal refinery sites were destroyed.
Big machine you are seeing there that looks like a caterpillar. A caterpillar. We refer to it as a swamp boogie. Okay. That's what we use to destroy their camps. Okay. So this is one of the camps that we have destroyed. And you can see as evidence the water has been...
So what they do here?
Okay, here they refine the stolen crude.
Okay.
Yes, that's what they do here. And it's unfortunate that they don't have what it takes to get all the products from the crude itself. So they have the capacity to only come out with diesel. That's the automotive gas oil. And then the remaining, that's the residue, is thrown away. And that is what has accounted for this pollution. This place is what is referred to as a cooking site. So this is where they bring in the crude oil that has been stolen, and then they bring it here to refine in their own very limited knowledge of refining crude. And what they do is just put fire. You can see the tanks that are behind you there. Yeah. Those ones that are suspended up, they just put fire under it, yes. And then they heat it up and make it very hot to the extent that the crude starts to sediment. And then you see the upper part is lighter, which is the AGO, and then the lower part is the residue that they throw away. So what you are seeing here are their yes, this is like a tank, a surface tank where they store the waste of the crude.
From Ekeki community in Bayelsa State to Iba community in Rivers State, Security Watch Africa crew were led by the Commander Sector 3 Operation Delta Safe, Colonel Ibrahim Sharif, to a massive illegal refinery site where the troops and personnel of a major oil company were destroying facilities used to refine stolen crude oil.
This general area is still under Iba, where we discovered an illegal refinery and also illegal connection. Okay. So by the time we reach there, you will see a complete component of an illegal refinery comprising of the surface tank, the pit, and then the pipelines. This illegal refinery, if you notice, is looking newer than the rest. It's a new one that they were trying to activate before we got the information through the air recce. And then troops moved in immediately and destroyed it.
So they would have put the tank?
No, what they do is that a complete refinery comprises of the tank you can see that has just been destroyed. It's usually elevated, then that's the first point from the illegal connection. From the illegal connection to that tank that you are seeing, some of them have capacity of about 33,000 liters.
At the Sector 3 jetty in Okrika, River State, Colonel Sheriff spoke on the various platforms provided by the Army headquarters to fight illegal oil bunkering.
This is what they call the single line formation, while 5 gunboats set out at the same time, being commanded by the anti-bunkering commander, Lieutenant Nweke.
So what's the sense of this fight? Why do they have to go fight together?
Well, the essence of based on our standing operating procedure, we are not supposed to go for any patrol with less than 2 to 3 gunboats. And this particular team are going to the volatile area of Cotton Channel 1, which is open to the open waters. And based on that, anytime we're going to that general area, we go in strength. And that's why 5 gunboats were detailed for that particular task. Okay. These gunboats were recently issued to the Land Component Joint Task Force South-South Operation Delta Safe by the Army headquarters under the leadership of our Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya. And as you can see, we're using it for our daily anti-illegal oil bunkering operations. All these that you can see there were arrested during anti-illegal oil bunkering operations within our joint operation area. So anytime we arrest them, we destroy some of them that have the illegally refined products, and then some of them we bring them to the jetty and destroy them.
Reacting to the allegations that some security personnel connive with economic saboteurs, the Land Component Commander of Operation Delta Safe and General Officer Commanding 6th Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Olufemi Oluyede, insisted that the Nigerian Army frowns against any personnel who is involved in such activities.
Under my watch, we've not recorded any of such. But, in every organization there will always be bad eggs. So one cannot rule out the fact that some may be involved in that. But we have mechanisms in place to punish such. I know in the past some people have been court-martialed and sent to jail. Some were dismissed for misconduct in that direction. Like I said, if anybody is found wanting, that person will be dealt with according to the law.
General Oluyede affirms that the cooperations and understanding of communities is needed to put a stop to these illegal activities.
We need to look at a more encompassing approach to this. The communities must be involved. The community leaders must be involved. Then I think there should be a more robust sensitization of the communities, so as to understand the implication of what they're doing. Because without the collaboration of, these people that I've mentioned, it will be difficult for those operators to, perpetrate those evil things they are doing there. And it's important for all of us to know that Nigeria belongs to all of us. And if you bleed the country to its knees, we can't have infrastructures, things cannot work. People will lose their jobs. So I think it's important for people to become aware of this, and that can only be done through sensitization.
It is clear that the Nigerian Army, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, has continued to ensure that all sectors of socio-political and economic life will be protected. Julie Daniels, reporting for Security Watch Africa.